Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Bluegrass Dreams to Seams. My name is Cheryl, and today is Tuesday. I've been home almost 24 hours. We got home late yesterday. I spent about 3 or 4 days in Cincinnati area, and fortunately for me, I got to go to an event while I was there. The Sewing and Quilting Expo in Sharonville, Ohio, was opened up on Thursday, the 16th. So I did get to go to that event. I think the highlight of being able to go to that event was I got to meet Diane. She's one of my viewers, and we got to sit and chat and had a wonderful time just visiting. We walked the whole event together and looked at different things. And one thing that I did tell her I wish YouTube would do is when you all are talking about something you're making or have made and want to share that and you try to describe it, it'd be nice if you could include a picture. I said, I just wish you could just upload one picture. It would just be so super nice to be able to do that. But unfortunately, it's only one-sided. The pictures all come from the person who's creating the video, and you all don't get to share anything. And it just would be nice to be able to see what you're doing as well. So we walked the entire event. It's probably a little bigger than the one in Lebanon, Tennessee, but not too much bigger. It looks square footage wise like it was. I think that as far as class offerings, they're different. There was a couple of classes we kind of just peeked in, and I thought, gee, that would be really nice to take that class. There were also just free 30-minute speaker type events that were being held on each end of the room. And I thought that would, we did attend one or two of those. There was one that we were going to attend, but they never showed up. I don't know what happened there. I had a really, really good time. I thought it was lovely, easy. Everything about it was easy. A lovely place to have an event like this. I really like this convention center. It was held at the Sharonville Convention Center. When you make the turn, though, one thing you've got to be sure you don't do is go into the high school parking lot. There's a high school right there as you turn, and of course, some of their fields and stuff are across the street. And it was very tempting to really pull right in there thinking that was the place, but it's actually a little bit further down. You'll see the Sharonville Convention Center and a nice entrance and parking and all that. So one of the things that I really wanted to do was just look for something I don't have in my stash. Yes, they had fabric there. There was one huge vendor that was there, and he had bolted fabric, mostly wools, some linens, and beautiful, beautiful stuff. Very, very tempting. But I told myself, you have a closet full of stuff. You don't need any fabric by the yard. You really don't. Then there was the Vogue fabrics was there, which was lovely to see them there, but everything was pre-cut. 2 yards, 3 yards, both sides of the booth. They had a few buttons, nothing that I needed. I'm trying to think. I think they had some needles, some notion type things. They had a few of those, but nothing that I felt like I had to have. Visited that area pretty good the second time. The first time we just kind of walked through. There was one or two that I wished I'd have gone back. One of the fabrics areas I wanted to go back to was mostly focused on bags, very unique looking type products, and I goofed up and didn't go back. So Diane, if you remember which one that was, would you let me know so I can maybe look up their website? But if you don't remember the one I'm talking about, it's the one that gave us a free square of fabric. This was my free square, well, my free fat quarter of fabric. If you happen to remember where we got those and the name of it, would you let me know? I want to try to look them up, their website, so that I can look at some of those bag things. Let's see. We went to So Many Creations, the presentation that Jess gave, as well as their booth. We visited twice, and I bought twice. And I'll put all her information in the description box for you. There was also a second bag notions booth that we went back to twice. RexelroSews.com, and it's just high quality bag making things. I looked for something to go with my coastal themed Cork fabric that I bought, but they didn't have anything. Everything was a different animal, but they didn't have anything that fit what I was sewing with. So I picked up 2 bag patterns from Jess's Sew Many Creations. The Christie crossbody is the one I think that I will probably make. I get the light not to shine on it. And then I picked up the Julia crossbody as well, and that's that bag. But I really think I'm going to do Christie. And so I went ahead and picked me up a purple. This is purple zipper. It doesn't look purple in the light, but it is purple. Went ahead and picked up my zipper that I'll need. And I got, it's a coastal theme bag for when I go to the coast. These two. Now, when I first picked up this one, I didn't really intend to get a contrast. I just thought I'd do the whole thing in this. But then I decided to get a contrast. And Diane pulled this one out, and we felt like it was the closest that I was going to get. They didn't have any deep purple solid. Very limited on their solids. I could have gone silver. I could have gone white. But I really wanted a color. So when she pulled this out, I thought, you know, that's got to be. So that is going to be this crossbody bag right here. Now, when we went to her presentation, she also gave us a little swatch like this. And that is big enough actually to do some trim work. She gave some great information on a sheet, all typed out nice and neat, and just basics about sewing with this type of fabric, how to be using cork. And she kind of warned us. She said, watch the types of cork that you get. You want to make sure the cork has a backing on it, because cork itself is very, very thin. And if they don't back it, it's not very durable. It actually dries out. And I'm going to be looking for something I could treat the cork with, because it over time, especially on the bottom corners, it could wear and start to tear. So this will probably be used for the inside of my bag, because I just happen to notice that, you know, it all kind of goes together. So I'll go ahead and probably use this on the inside of the bag. All right, so again, it was lovely getting to know Diane. I really enjoyed visiting with her. And anytime I'm somewhere and you're in that area, let me know and we'll try to meet up. I plan on trying to go to the Atlanta Sewing and Quilting Expo next. And I think they traditionally have that one like in March. I don't think I have anything that tells me that information, but usually you can go online and you can find the dates, usually like in December. They'll have all the dates posted for the following year, so 2026. They may have them posted now, I just don't know it. But these are really cool events, and they have great classes. I've never taken a class, but we did walk through, and I thought, gee, that would have been fun to take. One thing I'm going to get in trouble for if I do not show this. When we went back to visit Jess, her Sew Many Creations booth, we saw that you could make and take. And they had this little basket, and I chose turquoise, of course. And the lady says, this is great to put those clips in. It was great to get away for a few days, but now I'm just exhausted. I am going to try to work on getting something cut out. I want to work on that denim dress. I'm telling you, I'm so excited about that dress. So that is probably what you'll see later this week, the cutting of the denim dress by Sew Different. I have traced off all my pattern pieces for this dress. And as I was kind of just pinning it together just to see, because I'm really concerned about it, looks huge. I went by these imperial measurements, and my bust measurement fell between a 20 and a 22, because a 20 is 43 and a quarter and a 22 is 45 and a quarter. But I did find a finished measurements chart that's right here in this gray part of the back, but it's in centimeters. So I have to spend some time converting and then figuring up what the difference is between this measurement up here and this. And then I'll let me know about the ease, and I'll know truly when I can cut my dress by. Anyway, what I did is I went to Hobby Lobby because their fabric is on sale, 30% off, and that included the muslin fabric. And I bought a wide muslin fabric. It's like 46 inches wide or 48, something like that. And I went ahead and bought whatever they had left on that bolt. It was a little over 5 yards. Because I thought, what if you got to make a second muslin? May as well go ahead and get enough. So this is one of those times where I am going to let you know that I have traced off all my pattern pieces for this dress. And as I was kind of just pinning it together just to see, because I'm really concerned about it looks huge, I went by these imperial measurements, and my bust measurement fell between a 20 and a 22, but I did find a finished measurements chart that's right here in this gray part of the back, but it's in centimeters. So I have to spend some time converting and then figuring up what the difference is between this measurement up here and this. And then I'll let me know about the ease, and I'll know truly when I can cut my dress by. Anyway, what I did is I went to Hobby Lobby because their fabric is on sale, 30% off, and that included the muslin fabric. And I bought a wide muslin fabric. It's like 46 inches wide or 48, something like that. And I went ahead and bought whatever they had left on that bolt. It was a little over 5 yards. Because I thought, what if you got to make a second muslin? May as well go ahead and get enough. So this is one of those times where I am going to make a muslin. I have not been in my sewing room since Wednesday night. And the reason is because Thursday, my ASG group got together to make blankets for a charity here in Paducah. So I was gone way longer than I thought I was going to be. But part of that was because I decided I wanted to go to lunch and get to really visit with the other two ladies that went. So I thought, well, yeah, I'll do that. I'll treat myself to that. And then I'll go home and I'll be in a much better mood to work on this project. However, I stayed too long. I had a really good time. And so when I got home, of course, my husband was asking me about a couple of things, and we were trying to contemplate a few other things that we're wanting to do. And I thought, okay, I'll work on it later. But then I remembered, oh no, we have knitting. I always get the group together on Thursday, and we haven't been able to do that here lately because I've been gone. So I really wanted to see what they'd been up to, and so I went to knitting, and then I stayed there too long because I was having such a great time laughing and cutting up. So when I got home last night, my husband asked me, he said, did you ever post on Marketplace those 2 items we need to sell? Well, since there was still daylight, we went out, took pictures, got everything loaded up there on Marketplace. And this morning, of course, I had a response to one of them right away. So I, messaged back, let them know, yes, that's still available. And lo and behold, before we went to lunch, we had another item that was also, they were wanting to look at it, the second item. And we did sell both items today, which was nice. I don't have to worry about that the rest of this week. So, but it was a busy day. We just were tied up getting ready for these people to come and look, and we had lunch with friends. And so here I am. It is now nighttime. It's after 6, and I'm bushed. I mean, I doubt seriously I even try to cut anything out. But what I want to talk to you about is some things I've noticed about this pattern. Just to share with you, there are 2 colored lines, labeled size 16 on the US sizing. Now, it doesn't double up on any of the other 2 sizes. There's a UK size chart, there's a Europe size chart. In the middle between these 2 is the US numbers, and there are 2 labeled 16, and I'm pretty sure that's an error. So it needs to be relabeled, and I'm going to do that on each one of my pattern pieces. There's our little chart. You'll see it right here. It's on every single pattern piece. And a 16 is in a deep pink or red, and then that yellow line, I think, should read 18. Then your purple line below that should be 20, and your final line should be size 22. Just on the US, just needs to be corrected. On here, it goes 16, 18, 20, 22. So see, it's messed up. So that's one thing wrong with this one. The other thing I didn't like was there's no lengthen, shorten line for the back pattern piece. I went back and looked. It does not have a lengthen, shorten line. I'm like, okay, where does that go? What I'm going to do, I just need like another inch or two in length. I'm going to add it at the bottom. I'm not going to worry with trying to figure out where that line would be. I know that I'm probably going to have to do some grading because I have figured out that every size has approximately 4 inches of ease for the bust and a little bit more for the waist and hip. But 4 inches is a little bit much for me in the bust. So I'm going to cut a smaller size at the top, this yoke piece, and a little bit bigger and grade in. That's my plan. Then I'm going to make a muslin. If need be, I will also make a toile out of linen just to give it a test run. It's one of the fabrics listed that you can use. And then I will go ahead and make my denim one. So that's probably what's coming up next week. Happy sewing, everybody, and I look forward to sharing you with these 2 or 3 makes that I'm going to have this coming week.